Oh, hi. It's me, Tuxedo Mask, Darian here. And today I'm going to talk about, well, Siobhan's moon. But the truth is, it's not even Siobhan's moon. There was a lot of, that was, a lot of folks would mistaken this Sailor Moon for calling it Siobhan Moon. But it wasn't made by Siobhan. Actually was made by the folks at RAE, the same business that helped Siobhan make Power Rangers or Strength Keepers or VR Troopers or whatever, Big Bad Vita Borgs and a Max Rider and a Mystic Knights and Mortar God. Alright, so too many borrowed words. If there were English words, it'd be fake life, fighters. I don't know is Beatles the English word or not. That's probably from a borrowed word. Could be, Hide Rider. And, well, I don't know. So it's go. Anyway, this Sailor Moon was to be offshooted from the Sailor Moon that, Deke and Pioneer would work with, and then Viz would work with years later. The only unlikeness between the two is that it would be a half between live work and live drawing. Now, that would be worth a lot. So it would worth everyone a lot. So Toei decided to go with the less one and went with Deke and later on Pioneer for the English work of Sailor Moon years before Toei and Viz would start doing their English work. Now, a lot of folks never knew about this Sailor Moon because this Sailor Moon never really saw a light of day unless you go on YouTube and look up films where the boostering or showing was shown off, and out of the lawful bind between ownership over it, between Toei and everything, it was only put out there in Toon Makers, with their book of drawings. And there's really no word of Toon Makers or whatever you want to call it, live drawing makers are still around. If the business is still doing anything. Now, in this Sailor Moon, they have, first off, there are starships. I am not making that up. That was something that would be in that Sailor Moon, but not in any other ones. Yes, there were Moon two-wheelers that were made by Bandai and Irwin, but never ever worked on any show. Now, keep in mind that this Sailor Moon, there were some unlikenesses too. One, there was no Artemis. Yes, Luna was in it, but Luna was white. Most of the time, Luna is black. Sometimes blue, but a lot of times she's black. Another thing that really made this truly unlike the other Sailor Moon in some ways, is that yes, Barrel's in it, but she's not drawn the same way. She has a ship, a starship, and there isn't any, and there is a drawings of what Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury and Sailor Mars and Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Venus would look like. There is a drawing of what I look like, but that's about it. All there really is at a show are the drawings and a short written saga and tale about how the first following was to go. Now, if folks would, and now I know it's going to get back to the Tuskler in the room, is that, if you're saying Toon makers didn't really stay that close to it, then yeah, well, at the end of the day, Deke and Pioneer stayed close to it, and Toon makers did too. Now I know some of you folks out there um, would have said, "Oh well, they made some on likenesses." Yes, there was, but this Sailor Moon never saw the light of day because there were a lot more than one thing. One, it was worth way too much to make a show that would be half live drawing and half live work. You know. Now I know that I don't know if there are shows that are done that way or not, but it would have been worth a lot. Also, too, that also, yeah, keep in mind that with this Sailor Moon, a lot of these folks out here would actually be bitching about that. Now, that Sailor Moon never happened, and the one that folks bitch and hate is Deke and Cloverway and Pioneer's take. Now, if this Sailor Moon would have ended up showing up on Fox back in the day, because that was the goal, this Sailor Moon was being made for Fox, then folks would have been bitching about the Toon Maker's Sailor Moon. That would have been the one they would have been bitching about. And they would have said, "Oh, I sure wish we would have gotten the other one." Now, to be earnest with it, the only things that this Sailor Moon does have out there these days are drawings, which were, and that was about it. And if you look hard enough, you can actually find the sheet with the saga and tale written for the first saga of it. And that's about it. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, since it was worth way too much for any business to make it, this Sailor Moon did not see the light of day. And it would be not worth that much for Deke and later on Pioneer, which it was Pioneer did it in the Wanted Reichs. Outside of Wanted Reichs, it was Cloverway, but inside of Wanted Reichs, it was Pioneer Pathseeker. I don't know. That one was not worth that much. And years later, Viz would get the right to rework all the Sailor Moon stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a Sailor Moon that if Deke and Cloverway or whatever did not get, their Sailor Moon side didn't get green-lighted and this side did, then you folks would have been bitching about, why did they fly on starships? Or why is Luna white? Oh, why is Tuxedo Max in brown instead of being black and white? Oh, why is her, and here's another thing I'm sure you folks have been bitching about. Oh, well, why is Queen Beryl on a starship or something? I don't know. There would have been things you've been bitching about. It would have been like, oh, why is it half live work and half live drawing? So at the end of the day, you folks that bitched about how bad the Deke one was, how bad the Pioneer one was, yeah, Pathseeker, should be thankful that those two Sailor Moons came around. And if it wasn't for those two Sailor Moons and anyone liking them, there would have been no need for the Viz to do its work. So be thankful you got those free offshoots. Because you would have gotten the other one. And you folks that would bitch about that. So at the end of the day, all I'm going to say there is that all I know about it from what I've read and what I watched, which is not much, because as I tell you, there isn't really a lot of stuff out there. It was made, and it never got picked up, and then it was put away and keep for a while, and then it was sold off because they were no longer, gelding for its keeping. So a lot of folks out there own the drawings, and except for between 98 YL when Toon Makers showed off their film, they're boostering or showing for it, and that's mostly all you're going to see on YouTube is that. So that's it for me. If you like what you see, then follow me here at Sailor Moon for Life, or watch our last film over here. I'm Tuxedo Masterian. Hope you like this film. And no, I didn't fly no starship when I fought the Dark Kingdom.